welcome back to my YouTube channel. My good name is Melissa Mwende. I do faith-based content creation, a little bit of lifestyle, and everything in between. Today I'm doing a faith talk. Today's topic is about faith. Today we are talking about faith, because without faith it is impossible to please God. What is faith? What is faith? In Hebrews 11:1, it says, "Now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see." And verse 6, it says, "And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who honestly seek him." Faith is believing. Faith is trusting. Nobody has ever seen God, but we do believe that God exists. So that's what faith is. Faith is believing and being hopeful and being certain of things that we cannot see. If you are a Christian, if you walk with God, you will attest to this, that when God instructs you to do something, He does not show you the whole staircase. He takes you step by step, one staircase at a time. He won't show you the whole journey. And that's where faith comes in. You trust God. Just like, okay, God, because you said I should start this business, I'm going to do it. Do you believe that God exists? That's actually the first thing you need. Do you believe that God exists? Immediately you believe. When you get born again, that is in Proverbs. Sorry for that. It's in Romans 9:10. This is what it says when you get born again. That if you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you confess and are saved. You have to believe. Now, I want us to see how faith looks like. Let me give you examples in the scripture, in the Bible, in real people, in real time, of what faith looks like. I'll start with Noah. Faith looks like full obedience. How faith looks like? Number one, faith is full obedience. If you have read the book of Genesis, after Adam, you get to Noah. And I want us to read Genesis chapter 6, verse 13 to 16. It says, "So God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I am surely going to destroy both them and the earth. So make yourself an ark of cypress wood, make rooms in it and coat it with pitch inside and out. This is how you are to build it. The ark is to be 450 long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Make a roof for it and finish the ark to within 18 inches of the top. Put a door in the side of the ark and make lower, middle, and upper decks." Full obedience. When Noah was building the ark, he built it exactly. He built it exactly how God instructed him. God is a very detailed God. You see, he told him, I want it, how long? For 50 feet long, 75 feet wide, and like, he was so precise. He even said he wanted double-decker. Put a door in the side of the ark and make lower, middle, and upper decks. God is a God of detail. And this has taught me something. I know this is out of topic, but when I'm requesting something from God, when I'm believing for something from God, I always go into detail when it comes to it. But now, coming back to Noah, faith is full obedience, total obedience. leaving nothing unturned, no stone unturned. Because if God decides you're going right, no matter how many lefts you get on your way, you're not supposed to take any of them. Because if God has said, Melissa, do this, faith looks like full obedience. Because even after that, he built the ark for more than 70 years. Because imagine 70 years. Imagine trusting and believing that there will be a rain, flood, rain. For 70 years, what do you think everybody who was passing by was telling Noah? Oh, what's wrong with you? You are mad, you are crazy. But regardless of all that, he did it. And he completed it exactly how God asked him to do it. And when even God instructed Noah to bring different genders of animals, he did exactly what God said. Let me read for you that verse again, Genesis. So faith is full obedience. It's total obedience. It's not a mediocreness. Faith involves our whole lives. Yeah. You cannot be a part-time Christian, a part-time born-again Christian, or a partial Christian. You're like, okay, maybe I don't drink, but I sleep with people's husband. Okay, maybe I don't steal, but okay, I do drugs. I only do a bit of cocaine. No. You cannot be both cold and hot. You choose. You cannot be a lukewarm. Yeah, I'm speaking to both of us. So you decide. In the same Genesis, it says, chapter 7, then the Lord said to Noah, go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I have found you righteous in this generation. Take with you 7 of every kind of clean animal, a male and its mate, and 2 of every kind of unclean animal, a male and its mate, and also 7 of every kind of bird, a male and a female, to keep their various kinds alive throughout the earth. 7 days from now I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made. And Noah did all that God, the Lord, had commanded him. He did not do partial, he did everything, note by note, everything that God instructed him to do. Number 2, how faith looks like. Faith looks like moving. Faith, actually, it's not just moving, change. Moving stroke change. Immediately we give our lives to God. We accept, Lord, we believe that he died, he was raised. After all that process, God said, come to me as you are. But remember, there was our old ways. The way we used to do things without God. The way we thought things were supposed to be done. And then, excuse me again. And then, there's the right way. So faith comes with change. I'm a product of change. I'm not yet there, but God has been working in me and through me, slowly and slowly and slowly. Yeah, so faith is change. And what change and movement? Abraham was asked by God to leave his people, to live where he grew, and move to a land that he did not know. And he did that. So sometimes God will ask you to leave everything, even to leave your current job. Some even gets to a point where they're leaving the city that they are living, even the country that they are living in, because God has called them to another country, even a job. So faith comes with movement and change. Faith looks like living things and people for God. God is so God will change you. And the first thing that is going to change is your environment. He will start by removing those friends that don't work for you, those family members that don't work for you, that job that don't work, like anything that is not of God, that is not from Him. Because you have accepted Him, He'll have to like remove them. And it's not a good feeling, but it's worth it. And also faith looks like trusting God while doing new things. Trusting God while doing new things, going in places that you did not even know they existed. Like doing content creation, something that you doing content creation, posting scriptures in your WhatsApp. Like faith looks like trusting God while doing new things. Things that you never thought of. Also, yeah, like do you remember when Abraham was believing God for a son? How old was he? That's in Genesis chapter 18, verse 9 to 12. Let me read for you. It says, "Where is your wife Sarah?" They asked him. "There in the tent," he said. Then the Lord said, "I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife will have a son." Now Sarah was listening at the entrance to the tent, which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were already old and were advanced in years, and Sarah was past the age of childbearing. Faith looks like believing God for the impossible. First of all, they were old, but God still gave them a child. Faith looks like believing God for the impossible. Abraham and Sarah had their kid, like they were so old. I don't remember how old they were, but I'll write it here, somewhere here. So now let's go through what I've said. 1. Faith looks like full obedience. Like total and full obedience. 2. Faith looks like change and movement. 3. Faith looks like trusting God while doing new things, going to new buildings, new everything. And 4. Faith looks like trusting God in the impossible, in what is inhumanly, in what is humanly impossible. Now, faith looks like consistency. If you've written the story of the Israelites when they were coming from Egypt, and right now they are no longer with Moses, but they are with Joshua. And now God tells Joshua that he should not fear, for the Lord is with him. And he tells Joshua what they should do. They should, because now Jericho was standing in between them and Canaan. And the soldiers who were there, they were capable men. But now God gave Joshua a word and told him, "I've delivered Jericho into your hands. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to be going around that building those walls for 7 days. Every day once, they were going there singing and all that. And on the 7th day, they were supposed to go 7 times. Faith looks like consistency. If God has said, He will do it. As long as He has said, He said, I will do it. Consistently do what He has asked you to do. Do your part. Because if the Israelites did not go round that wall, round the Jericho wall, for the six days and the 7 days, 7 times, they would have never have defeated Jericho. But they were very consistent. They did exactly what God said. That is in Joshua chapter 6, verse 2 to 5. It says, Then the Lord said to Joshua, See, I have delivered Jericho into your hands, along with its kings and its fighting men. March around the city, once with all the armed men. Do this for 6 days. Make 7 priests carry trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times with the priests, blowing the trumpets. Verse 6. So Joshua son of Nun called the priests and said to them, Take up the ark of the covenant of the Lord and make 7 priests carry trumpets in front of it. And he ordered the people, Advance, march around the city with the armed guard going ahead of the ark of the Lord. I can just imagine what was going on in Joshua's head. The first day, nothing happened. The wall is still there. The second day, but they kept on going. Consistently. Faith comes with consistency. Consistency in your prayer life. Consistency in your reading the word. Consistency, like consistent. It's not a partial thing. This is a full-time job. There is no separation. Like, okay, me, I only go to church on Sundays, but Monday to Saturday, I'll do me. No. There's only one right way to live, and that's the God. That's God's way. Faith also looks like victory. Faith actually is victory. Because now you're in the winning team. The word says, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. It never said the weapons will not be formed. So faith is victory. Because we are not fighting for victory. We are fighting from the point of victory. Because you have already won. Preach, sister. Preach. And also faith is sacrifice. The last, what faith looks like. Faith is sacrifice. Also, faith looks like sacrifice. What do I mean by sacrifice? In the book of Esther, you see Esther and her people going for a 3-day fast. That is sacrifice. So that Esther could go and confront the king. Not to confront the king's right-hand man who was trying to kill Esther's people. Now, God will put us in places. You know, God is an intentional God. A very intentional one. Because Esther was already a queen here. God prepared a table, prepared a place for Esther to be in, such that when the king's right-hand man will try to kill Esther's people, Esther will already be there. Now let me read it for you. Esther chapter 4 verse 15. Then Esther sent this reply to Mordecai. Go gather together all the Jews who are in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my maid will fast as you do. I and my maids will fast as you do. when this is done, I will go to the king even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish. First thing you see is that Esther and her people decide to go on a fast. That is sacrifice. You know, when you stop feeding your flesh, like the spirit man is so alive. So faith is also sacrifice. Going through what I've talked about. 1. Faith is full obedience. 2. Faith is movement and change. 3. Faith is trusting God while doing new things. 4. Faith is trusting God in the impossible situation, like the way Esther was trusting God for God to save her people. The same way Abraham was trusting in God for a child at an old age. 5. Faith is being consistent in what God has instructed you to do, even if you can't see changes. The same way the Israelites went around the city of Jericho, not once, but 6 times for 6 days once, and the 7th day 7 times. 7. Faith is victory. Because victory is already ours. God said, no weapon found against us shall ever prosper. But he never claimed that no weapon won't be formed. But the beauty of it is that we are not fighting for victory, but we are fighting on a point of victory. That is 7 if I'm not wrong. 8 is faith comes with responsibility. This is the last one. 8. Faith is responsibility. When Esther was made queen, and now the king's, I'll say right-hand man, wanted to kill the people, her people, she instructed Mordecai and her people to go on a fast, so that in those days, the 3-day fast, she would go to the king and plead for the king not to kill her people. So faith comes with responsibility. Everyone who in the Bible, David was given responsibility. Abraham was given responsibility. Like faith comes with responsibility. And not just responsibility, but you need to be responsible. Esther became a queen. And now she became responsible for her people. The Israelites, like, God made them responsible. How? Because now they had to go every day around the walls of Jericho with Joshua. Also, who else? Noah. There was a responsibility. Okay, it was to take certain animals in certain and put them in the ark. Gender, he needed to take one gender. That is responsibility. So faith also comes with responsibility. And that's why God made us. You remember what he did immediately he made Adam? He put him in charge of all the animals. And he asked him to name them. That is responsibility. Yeah. So faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of things that we have not yet seen. And without faith, it is impossible to please God. So yeah, you need to trust in God. You need to believe that God exists. And he also rewards those that honestly seek him. Yeah. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly comment. Tell me what you know about faith. I'm not all knowing. This is a conversation. Comment, like, share, and tell me what you've learned and what you already know from faith. Yeah. Also kindly subscribe. Thank you. See you in another one. Bye.